My sister and I both work at the auction house, and we both work up here at the Capitol. And it's kind of a unique scenario because we actually have to work together on certain constituent issues where we share the same districts.
I mean, I can't ever remember a time that we weren't a part of a family business. So I think that's taught Dylan and I both to be respectful and honest and to care.
Working in the family business and having to be respectful of everybody's opinions and beliefs. And in politics, you kind of have to walk a fine line as well. I think it's particularly important in the auction business, especially when sometimes you can have the buyer and the seller in both the same room. And you've got to be fair to both of them.
Pretty easy to do when you're in a building like this and you come up in all this marble to forget how you got here. I'm proud that both of the kids, they won't do that. They're always going to stay rooted and they're always going to understand why and how.
Yes, Dad is extremely proud. He likes to let everybody know it too.
Both of them dress the part. And the dress isn't to show off. The dress is to show respect. Many times they're asked, why do you dress up even when they're out of session? And the comments usually what I've heard is we're representing the state of Missouri and the constituents in it.
Tonight we'll have 100, 150 people here. 75 of them, half of them wouldn't be here if we weren't entertaining them.
Hello, you're out.
I definitely think Thursday nights are people's source of entertainment by far.
Yeah.
People definitely enjoyed coming just to, hang out and have a good time.
It's action, and he'll stop, he'll crack a joke in the middle of it. If it becomes dead quiet, he'll chastise everybody, but in a fun way.
2.5 and a buy, 2.15 and a buy, 2.5 and a buy, 3, 2.15 and 3. And I'll buck a set of wrenches, a buck for a set of wrenches. Yeah. I don't think, have you ever been here before? See, he hasn't been here and he knows what he's doing.
But then he'll pick it right back up and people will start bidding.
Those of you that have been here, shame on you. 3, 4, 4, $3 and a 4, 4, $3 and a 4, 4, $4 and a 5, 5. Now the pros are kicking in. Merchandise moves, merchandise to sell. That's a key issue. It's got to move around. Besides that, it keeps them awake. I mean, people, and pretty soon they're like, and you've got to do something to wake them up. A little bust of the schedule, a little change of the pace. It's like a recipe. You got to put a little humor in there. You got to put a lot of honesty in there. You got to have a decent item, and the value's got to be there. They feel good. The temperature's right in the room. You're going to sell stuff. We're selling for Mr. Plaster today, Evergreen Investments, and he's the kind of individual that over a period of time has collected a lot of stuff. I mean, he's a proprietor and he has a lot of items, and so in that process, there's collateral damage, if you will, of vehicles and cars and items. Buy a house and it's full of stuff. So he calls Rick. His line is that he doesn't collect antiques, he buys new items and holds them till they're antiques.
I go to all the auctions all over the country, and I've got a pretty good idea where the values are. It is a business, it is an investment. That's why we do it. Rick thinks he can stir the people up enough to the point that he can get what they're worth, and if he does, that's great.
I drove this morning. Actually, I drove all 3 of them. It's a beautiful little, fun little car to drive. It's set up on a 63 chassis. It's got granny low, just literally built for parades. What a unique opportunity here.
They built this to be the fire chief's car for the city of Silver Dollar City. If you notice, it's all wood.
It's got, double seats and a rumble seat in the back. It's a cool car.
There's a lot of different things that you take into consideration when you're evaluating a car. The provenance, where it's been, what it's done, who's owned it, who's ridden in it, that kind of thing adds a lot of value to some of these old cars. Told Rick you ought to take this and just put Bryant Auctions on the side and park it out in front of all.
I thought a lot about that. I actually have. It was handmade for an individual in the family, and then the family member kind of lost interest in it, so here it is. Good all the way around, starts up and runs fine. So we're going to start right here on the 63. Don't wait on me. Don't spend a lot of time waiting on me. We're going to move right on. 5,000 now 5, 5,000 now 5, 5,000 now 5. If you want it, hit it. 5,000 now 5, 5,000 5,000 now 75, 75 to 7,500 now 5, 75 now 5,000 now 75.
Well, the rule in the old car hobby is find a car you like and buy the best one that you can buy, and you'll always be happy with it.
75. Pick, that looks like you all over again, buddy. You can get rid of that old junky Jeep you just bought and get this thing. 5,000, 75, 75, and a 75, and an 8, 7,500, now wait, 8, 7,500, now wait, 8,000, now wait, 8,000, now wait, 8, 7,500, now 8. Sold it, pick, $7,500, number 834, 7,500, 834. Here.
Congratulations. I find that most people like the cars that were on the street when they were 12 to 18 years old, because that's the cars that were really smacking those formative years. Bought this car from the son of the original owner. It's got 11,000 miles on it. This one's probably the best one. It's just not my favorite color. But it's a really, really good car, and it is 100% original with the exception of the tires. The 76 Cadillac, it's the condition of it that makes it valuable. You can probably buy a barn full of 76 Cadillacs for $500, but you won't find one with 11,000 miles on it. That's the original miles.
11,000 miles on it and in absolutely pristine shape. So here we go. 5,000, not 10, 10, 5,000, not 10, got a solid bid. 5,000, not 10, 10, 5,000, not 10, where you at? 10. 5,000, have you got 10? 5,000, not 10, 10, 5,000, not 10, 10, 5,000, not 10. If you're bidding on it, you're gonna own it. 5,000, not 10, 10, 5,000, I'd like to see you win that. 5,000, not 10, 10, 5,000, not 10, 10, 5,000, not 10, 10, 10,000, not 10, 10, 75, 75, and 5,000, not 75, 75. Guys, I got a car here worth 20 grand, easily. And I'll argue with you all damn day long and show you on the internet, and you're just looking at me. At 5 grand? Does anybody want it? We'll go sell the trucks.
You know, there's a lot of things here. You've got a lot of buyers that want to steal stuff, and that's okay. That's their job. And then you got a seller that wants too much out of it. That's his job. And somehow, you know, we're in the middle here fighting both of them. Kind of like having those two tigers by the tail.
I call him an auction virgin.
570, 70, not 70, 70, 65. Don't lose it for $5. 50 years in business and thousands of satisfied clients. Clients like the Camden County Sheriff's Department, Police Department, the City of Osage Beach, Lake Ozark, Miller County, Lake Regional Hospital, and Camden Arts Free Schools. Realtors, bankers, executors, and attorneys, we can help. Our staff includes the licensed real estate agent and firearms dealer. Visit BryantAuction.com and consider it sold.
Estates like this are people's lives. They're a collection of all of their items for as many years as they are old.
I mean, you've got people who are coming just to buy one item. There are people who come and buy anything. Hydraulic fittings here, guys. Sell all the candles. Sold them 22 and a half. Sold them 12 and a half. Sold them $15. Sold them $11 number. Well, that's how that works. You buy him and put in his number. 106. 106. Now I've got people who are looking for particular things, antiques and collectibles.
I come to the auction today because I was looking for wedding stuff, the old rustic antique, and I found some cream cans, an old wagon with rusty wheels with sunflowers in it.
575, 75, 75, 75. Sold at $70 number. 117, 117.
When we travel and we do on-site sales, we get a different crowd sometimes, and they're not. Some of them aren't as familiar with the auction.
Yeah, or it takes a little while to kind of explain it to them at first. You know.
I call him an auction virgin. So I think it's kind of fun when they come in. We had the two girls here with all the cute little kids with the big blue eyes running around. Every time they came up to pay, they'd be like, I think my husband's going to divorce me now. It was really cute.
It's addicting. I mean, you just go and you kind of just pick up on how to do it, you know? You see something you want, you throw your number up there, throw your hand up there. They call it out. It's hard to kind of understand what they're saying at times.
So this is our first auction we actually came to, so.
All right, what do you got?
15 more of these loose.
15 more of those that are loose. Watch your man over here. Where'd he go?
Our fiance does construction. Hers works for the railroad, and they bought 3 of the barrels of the Long Johns because they would fit them, and the winter's coming up, so
Good.
$7 for probably, how many's in there?
Oh, they're full. They're packed full.
I like to have some diversity. We'll have land sales and we'll sell a lot of content stuff. And in this sale, as an example, you have collector cars, you have farm machinery, you have dump trucks and pickup trucks, you have guns, and you have antiques in the buildings there. And I have stuff that we haven't even seen yet. So, I mean, if you can't find something here, you've got everything. You're the luckiest person on the planet.
Yeah, I don't think that people really look into what there really is. Like, they're all too embarrassed and afraid to go and actually dig deep. And we actually dug deep, and we went to find what we was looking for.
32 and a half, 32 and a half, 2 and a half and a buy, 35. One end fixed up, the other one breaks down. 32 and a half and buy, 35 and 32, 15 and buy, 35, 7.
They're sitting in the back and they're having fun and they're buying stuff that they're like, I don't even know what I'm going to do with it. you know, like a big Santa Claus face.
36, 36.50, 35, 40, 29. Sold at $35, number 65, 65.
And that's kind of the best part. You don't see stuff at first, and then it's when they get to moving stuff to the side, you're like, oh my gosh, like that's gorgeous. And since we're building this house, I was like, that's perfect. For the price that we paid for that, like you can't get that at a store. You know, you'd pay triple for that.
Sold at $20, number 65, $20, 65.
I got this really neat
cool
jewelry box.
I like it.
Diamond ring come with it?
Or guns. You could have a gun for every day.
I'll tell you what.
I like it. 10, 20, 20, $10, now 20, 20, $10, now 20, 20, $10, now 20, 30, 30, 20, my man's here to 30, now 40, 40, 40, now 40, 40, 30, now 40, 40, 40, now 50, 50, 50, now 60, 60, 50, now 60, 60, $50, 60, 60, 50, now 60, 60, 60, now 70, 70, 70, now 70, 70, $60, 70, 70, 60, now 70, 70, 60, now 5, 5, 65, 65, now 60, now 5, 5, $60, 5, 5, 70, 70, now 70, 70, 65, don't lose it for $5, 70, 70, 70, now 70, now 5, 5, 75, 75, now 70, now 5, 5, 75, $70, 5, 5, 70, now 5, 5, 75, 75, now 70, now 5, 5, 75. Sold at $70, number 117.
Yeah, the jewelry box, the design on it, I don't remember where they said it came from, but it's just like, it's beautiful, you know, just how intricately the designs are on there. Oh yeah, I think we definitely both went over budget. I didn't expect to get half of this stuff. I think we came for the guns. That's what the boys.
Yeah, that's what we got for.
And we got a jewelry thing. We got came for
file
guns.
cabinets, green cans, long johns, ratchet straps.
A lot of people have said that it's kind of like grasshoppers going through a field. It's full when they get here, and then by the time everybody's gone, there's nothing left.
Bryant Auction offers a fast and efficient way to market your real estate, cars, guns, and personal property. Averaging an auction every 3 days, we can market live, online, and simultaneously with a live and an online crowd to get you the best possible price. Our real estate auctions have brought in buyers from all over the world and gun buyers from all over the nation. 50 years in business and thousands of satisfied clients because we care. Visit BryantAuction.com and consider it sold.
I come here because it is so much more than just an auction for me. The food's great, and it's almost like dinner and a show.
You know, Rick's always treated us very fairly and given us good consignment prices.
I have dealt with the auctions for several years. This is the best one I've ever dealt with.
Thursday nights, I'd rather be here than anywhere. And please don't tell my girlfriend that, but this is where I want to be.
Over here to the trucks, boys. Come on over. We're going to sell the farm equipment in the trucks.
Well, that was kind of unexpected. We didn't realize. Brendan was like, trucks? Where are trucks for sale? So
we've had this one running. I've actually drove this truck.
I drove this.
Got the lift gates.
Beach and drove it back.
I got to tell you a story about this one. We bought this truck new. We put it after 15 years. It was sitting there and had 15,000 miles on it because nobody used it. We brought it home. We've had it at the ranch. We've used it for hauling off trash and stuff from construction jobs and stuff like that. The mileage on that truck is real. 21,000 miles is all that truck's got on it.
Good all the way around. Good truck. We drove down here.
A lot of miles left in that truck, as long as you're not in a big hurry.
Anybody want it?
I'll do 500.
500 and 1,000. Thank you very much. 500 and 1,000, 500 and 1,000, 750, 7.5, 7.5 and 500 now 750, 500 now 750, 7.5, 7.5 and 500 now 750, 7.5, 7.5 and 750 now 1,000, now 1250, 12.5, 12.5 and 15, 15, 17 and a half.
Oh yeah, it's hard not to bid. When you have somebody big against you, it's competitive. I'm a competitive person, so I'm probably not the best for auctions, because I don't like losing. I'm going home with it.
17 and a half and 15, you got a tailgate worth that. 1,500, 17 and a half, 17 and a half and 15. Too late. 15, 7, 16, quick. 16, 16, 1,500, now 16, 16, 1,500, now 16. Sold at $1,500, you own a truck, well done.
117.
117, 117. Take the tailgate off, that was too cheap, we'll sell it separate.
I did say that I wanted it, and he got it, so it's pretty cool, I guess. Over here. I didn't think we were really gonna get it, but by golly, we did.
You know, it's kind of bad when you realize that, boy, we got some really good buys, but we came in a Pinto, so they have to buy a truck to get the stuff home.
Are you excited about your truck?
Oh yeah. I do too. Look at that thing. It's pretty sweet.
Oh, you gotta go. It's addicting. Like,
Yeah.
they're fun. It's old to them, but new to you whenever you come to an auction.
Yeah.
When the buyers are buying trucks to haul their stuff home and the seller's smiling, I'm happy. What we're going to do at Bryant Auction is we're going to help thousands of people own guns that deserve the guns, know how to use them, and know how to store them.
The guns are here. Everything is just coming together. Saturday is our ball game, and the serious guys are here to play varsity level ball.
Those are his babies, each and every one, and he can tell you a story about every one of those guns.
The best way to protect our rights is to exercise our rights.
We were coming over here to check out guns.
You go, girlfriend.
When we won the revolution, everybody looked at each other and says, "We won." And they said, "What do we do now?"
We both want to live forever, but if something were to happen to one of us, what would you like me to do with the money? 47.50, 46, quick! We got a nice sale lined up. We got some nice art. The lake is slow sometimes to appreciate art, but there's some nice stuff out there. There's a $5,000 Robert E. Lee. We've got several that are from the White House in the South during the Civil War. There's a Cub Cadet from the Sheriff's Department. I think the Sheriff's gonna come by tonight and make sure I'm still wearing my ankle bracelet. If you guys bring up faster than I can sell it, I'll pay each one of you $50 tonight. Okay? If you guys bring up faster than I can sell it tonight, you get you a nice little bonus, okay? The truth of the matter is we need to sell an item every minute, 20 seconds, and that item has to be a minimum of $5, or we don't make a living. That's how imperative it is. So I made a bet with the guys. So for $50 a piece, they couldn't keep up with me for an hour. What do you do with a lamp?
Plug it in.
You plug it in.
And then when it looks like somebody's got a bid on it,
that's very good.
then you can unplug it and have it ready to go.
That's excellent. We talked about that last week. This is one of the best crews I've ever had. You know, we're going into our 51st year, and literally this is the most creative, thoughtful, concerned, compassionate crew that I've ever had. And I mean that. And I'm very proud to be on top of that pile because good people, really good people that care. Good to see you.
I come here because it is so much more than just an auction for me. The food's great, and it's almost like dinner and a show. The food's great. You get a really nice steak for an affordable price, and Rick and the guys just do a great job of not only selling but entertaining.
Appreciate y'all coming tonight. Got a pretty decent sale lined up. We've got a lot of gun stuff up here. We got some good art. This Robert E. Lee is an oil, came out of Georgia. We had an estate of art, and there's going to be about 75 pieces of art total.
More often than not, you'll come here and there'll be new items. If you want a lawnmower, it's probably going to be here. If you need a kitchen knife set, it's probably going to be here. If you want a tractor for your farm, it's probably going to be here.
I'm usually locked away in the castle, you know, at the office or doing cashiering, so I really don't see a lot of the stuff.
Finally, someone bought those pickle dogs. Oh no! Oh no! Oh yeah, get in there. So oh no, come on, he's got to see what she's. Look at that smile. We need that in here. 1, 2, 3. That's good. There you go.
Up and away. Here we go. Where's it going to stop? We're going to find out. 15.5, 15.5, and 15 now 5. Bryant Auction offers a fast and efficient way to market your real estate, cars, guns, and personal property. Averaging an auction every 3 days, we can market live, online, and simultaneously with a live and an online crowd to get you the best possible price. Our real estate auctions have brought in buyers from all over the world and gun buyers from all over the nation. 50 years in business and thousands of satisfied clients because we care. Visit BryantAuction.com and consider it sold.
You can find stuff here that you couldn't find anywhere else.
It's a beautiful piece, and you got to really appreciate it. If you look at the quality of the art, it's absolutely spectacular shape. Can't fault it at all.
It's amazing the knowledge that Rick and his guys have. They do their homework.
I'm going to start it. 1,000 now 2, 1,000 now 2, $2,000 2,000 now 3, 2,000 now 3, 3,000 now 4, 4,000 now 5, 4,000 now 5.
And after about like $3,000 or $4,000, the one gentleman on the phone dropped out.
5, 6, 5,000 now 6, 5, 6,000 now 65, 65, and you know you guys got the same beard, you know that, right? 65, 7, 65. You know, it's my job to understand the value of an item. On the painting, I was wrong. Shucks. Now 10, where are they going to stop? 10, 95 out of 10, 95 out of 10, 10,000 now 10, 10,000 5, 10,000 5, 11,000 now 5, 11 5. You're starting to sway back and forth, brother. 11 now 5, 11 5, 11 5, 11 2.5. Up and away. Here we go. Where's it going to stop? We're going to find out. 15 now 5, 15 5 out of 15 now 5, 15 5 out of 15,000 now 5, 15 5. Now 16. Guys, you've had a lot going on. Everybody's going, holy cow. I get it. But look at the art. There's only going to be one. 16 5, 16,000 now 5, 16 5. Now 17 5, 17,000 now 5, 17 out of 17 now 5, 17 5. Now 18,000 now 5, 18 out of 18 now 5, 18 5. You guys are giving me a cramp. 18 18,000 now 5, 18 and 19 5, 19 out of 19 now 5. 20 now 2.5 out of 20,000, 250, 25, 21 and 2, 22, 21 and 2, 21 now 2, 22 and 2, 21 and 2, 22. 3, 4, 23 and 4, 23 and 4, 23 and 4, 23. I wouldn't shake your hand either if make me pay that much money. 23,004. Sold it, $23,000 right there. Doctor, thank you very much. 112. You really don't know the value of an item until you pull the trigger. Turns out on the painting it was a little more than I thought. A lot more. Just come in and look at your dad's home.
It's beautiful.
You know what I like is Rick's former law enforcement, so he knows what law enforcement goes through, so he puts a lot out for us.
When you look back through his history, and he was a paramedic, a firefighter, a police officer.
Any of the charities that he doesn't expect anything back. So that's Rick Bryant.
I like supporting people who support our community, and Rick definitely does that.
Unfortunately, we lost Robert Hatfield not too long after the gun auction. He left behind a house. The family called and they said, hey, can you help us out and find somebody that's going to love and appreciate the home as much as we did. We found the buyer for the home, and actually he was a flipper, if you will, but he also appreciated that it was a family involved. And so what he did was once he remodeled the home, he called the family back, asked me to stop back over, and gave us a tour of the home. Just come in and look at your dad's home.
Really good job.
Like it?
I love it. It's beautiful. Okay. Dad never steered us wrong. He never pointed us into a direction that said, you need to go here, and then something horrible would happen. So he did business with you. When he did business with you from the very beginning, Gwen and I were in on it as well. And so were our husbands. And I cannot imagine not using Bryant Auction for what my father started. What was his life?
What I try to do is I want to marry the buyer and the seller. I want to get the buyer and the seller in sync. And I think, what we've seen here throughout with the buyer and, of course, with the Hatfield family, the sellers, that's happened. And there's nothing that makes me happier.
This is beautiful. Oh my goodness. Keith and I have been in contact on a pretty regular basis. He was down here after he bought the house, and there were some things that were left up in what now is a very beautiful guest room. He said, there's books, there's this uniform, there's this. You want me to bring it
back to Columbia. I said, that'd be awesome. And gave me his address. A couple days later, I went to his house. I picked these things up, which I was so happy to get. And when you did that for me, I could not have been more grateful.
Of course we do what we do to make a living, right? But as a tradesman, it's just so fantastic to have people really genuinely appreciate what you do. And that's worth more than the paycheck.
Sometimes I gotta tell you, it's karma, divine intervention, whatever you want to say, because you literally get the right individual to marry, you know, the buyer and the seller to get together.
I don't typically like buying properties in live auction. It's very easy to make an on-the-spot rash decision that you may regret later. And again, we're in this for a business, so we have to be smart about what we do and not overstep our bounds, not make rash decisions.
You notice he said he was anxious. He had some anxiety, and he may have bid a little more, and timing was an issue. Those are all point. Those are all part of this process. He didn't come here with his head under his arm. He knew what he was doing, and he knew when he started bidding and whatnot what the process was.
Rick made it easier. It's always easier to do business with people that you like doing business with. And so, you know, Rick's a very personable guy and made that transition pretty easy.
We had talked probably 4 or 5 times prior to auction, so he knew what to expect. He came with his cashier's check from him to him, endorsed by him, and he bought it as is, where is, as it sets, and he was pleased with that. And yes, they do that, and they do it all the time.
Quite often, people that are in my business, we do get a little bit of a persona of we're out to take people's property for the minimum dollar possible and then make the maximum dollars. And in essence, people think we're making money off of their assets. The reality of it is, more times than not, I do meet a lot of the people I buy houses from after the fact. I do talk with them. I do put good people back in these houses that genuinely appreciate it.
Well, I'm really glad you did what you did, because it's amazing.
Well, thank you.
When this family looks back, they're going to say, yeah, well done. I don't know if you could have done anything else. We did it the way we're supposed to do it. We did it right. We were honest. We got the most money out of it we could.
To meet such nice people that I've met through this process, it means the world to me.
I'm here for the seller. I pick up my sword, I sell my stuff, and I lay it down. And that's what we do. This is a good group of people.
Our staff consistently cares.
And you know what? That's it in a nutshell, babe. Well done. And it's true, because when I come to do this, I know I can say, we can do this. And that means a lot, because I know I have people that will show up and they'll get it done, one way or the other.
Right now we're standing above the inner dome of the Capitol, and if you can see the inner dome's here, and then the outer dome, what everybody sees when they come up to the Capitol, is all what's being held up there by the white pillars. Our state capitol is, I think, one of the most beautiful capitals.
It's game on. If we pull the trigger on the 40 today, so that ups the ante on this. I'd start at a $1,400 an acre. Everybody in this room is going to hear that voice for a long time, and you're going to feel bad about it later.
We were coming over here to check out guns.
You go, girlfriend.
When we won the revolution, everybody looked at each other and says, we won. And they said, what do we do now?
We both want to live forever. But if something were to happen to one of us, what would you like me to do with the money? 47.50. 46, quick. Bryant Auction offers a fast and efficient way to market your real estate, cars, guns, and personal property. Averaging an auction every 3 days, we can market live, online, and simultaneously with a live and an online crowd to get you the best possible price. Our real estate auctions have brought in buyers from all over the world and gun buyers from all over the nation. 50 years in business and thousands of satisfied clients, because we care. Visit BryantAuction.com and consider it sold.